Welcome to part 186 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Let's Play series. So, I'm sorry I wasn't able to do the episode on Friday. It was just a little busy that day. I don't really need to get into much detail. But yeah, I couldn't really do it in the morning, and by night, like I was thinking like, I want to do this other thing instead, so hopefully y'all okay with it. There's a cool new wallpaper though, if you saw that red dragon archfiend. I'll go into more detail about that, but anyone bought any of the new accessories yet? Yeah, and of course I don't mind if not everyone shows up because it is National Napping Day, so you might not get here until later, and I understand you're just trying to celebrate. Anyway, I don't really care too much about that though. I just have a schedule and I keep to it, and that's all it really is. Sometimes my body doesn't really allow it though. I'm not really always the best when it comes to sleeping. And I do try things to make it a little bit easier, but still, like, it's kind of difficult. I don't know. I'm wondering if my digital alarm clock, like, I think it's only one color though. I was seeing if like there was a way I could change a color to maybe make it a better color for sleeping, and it still seems a little bright. Like even though I put on the lowest setting, but maybe I just gotta get used to that sort of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, enough about that. Just kind of giving an update. That's cool that I was able to figure out how to turn down the brightness to the lowest setting in both the high and low light environment. Though, I'm gonna be putting the verse up here. Oh yeah, and if and while I'm getting the verse, come on, it needs to load. Well, while it's loading, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you really do enjoy my content. You can feel free to ring the notification bell if you want, but I think I might be moving to a different channel. Just as a reminder, after I get done with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Let's Play, I might just do like a podcast instead if I decide to move to a different channel. But I'll have to see. Nothing's really set in stone just yet. That's like just one thing I was thinking maybe I could do. Maybe I could do some kind of live podcast where I go through different topics. And of course one of the topics is either going to be going through a verse. Probably, maybe going through just a verse. And this is if I decide to move into that. I'm definitely thinking about it, but I'm not sure if I really want to like go into it just yet. Maybe like my job will like be a pretty good identifier if I like should be doing this, and maybe just focus on my job instead. Because there are certainly other ways to help people out rather than just doing like going like the podcast route or video route. And it doesn't and I don't necessarily need to be like doing a whole bunch of like religious related stuff. Like just simply helping people out in other ways too, I think it's pretty good. Maybe like simply just like commenting in videos, maybe like trying to correct typos if you see it, simple stuff like that. But anyway, I got the verse. Took a little while because it got an error, but luckily I refreshed and no error now. And you should be able to look this, and I'll also put the translation, although it doesn't really matter too much. It's basically whatever translation you most prefer to look at. But that's like, but if it sounds a little different, that may be because it's a different translation. So that's why I still like to put it. Oh yeah, and if you want a way to directly help out my channel in a different way, well, like being able to buy stuff that's not directly tied to my channel, because I don't really have anything like that just yet. I'm not maybe far into the future, but not just yet. But yeah, anyway, you can go check out my affiliate links for that kind of stuff. It's still pretty much the same 3. But I can definitely expand if anybody like wants a specific one. I can look into it at the very least. Anyway, oh yeah, and of course, if anyone has suggestions about verses, you can feel free to leave them down, and maybe I won't get to them this week, but I can get to them in the coming weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to get to them all before I finish off the Master. Maybe I could even add in a few additional Master stuff if I need to finish up the verses. Although maybe that could be where the podcast comes in if I decide to do that. Anyway, and I can like share the link if I do start doing a podcast. Because now that I'm starting to get like better computers and like I'm just not having my Mac, maybe I can like use those new ones just for that, so I don't have to download, so I can make sure that I have this space available if I decide to go into podcasts. Anyway, oh yeah, and did I tell you, I don't think I said yet, about how many gems you get in solo mode. So the amount of gems you get from solo mode is 11,000, which is enough for 110 packs. Which again might seem like a lot, but if you kind of break it down, that's basically like 10 packs with 11 different secret packs. Which if you only go through a 10 packer like with 11 different secret packs and you're looking for specific cards, that may not be enough. So I mean, you can give it a take if that's a lot or not, but that's still not bad. Still not bad. That's that much, and maybe a little bit more. But I did kind of enjoy like seeing like how much it ended up being. So that was kind of cool. I should go into solo mode now, though. Oh yeah, I'm still trying to get done with the final Master Duel quiz thing, but I don't have the destruction mission done yet. It's like mission thing done yet. Anyway, man, it took a little while, but let's go into solo mode now. And I can always do them more detail when I make into a video. But for now, that's good enough. And this is also a good way to like kind of test to make sure that messages are still going through. It's still on YouTube and stuff. But it hasn't been like acting up for a while, so that's good. Really just that one time. So that was really nice. Anyway, yeah, I need to finish up Cursed Golden Land, which I only have a few duels here, so shouldn't be too hard. And of course, you get that nice like alternate art icon. Oh wait, no, I don't think it's alternate art. I think it's the fusion guy. Yeah, Eldritch the Golden Man Lord. And then you get Protector. A Protector depicting a magic stone that awakens after absorbing the desires of the living. For those of you living by your desires. So of course there's that little like emblem that the Eldritch is wearing, coming up from like that fountain of light, if you want to call it that. Of course, all the rooms. Kind of reminds me of that one like big building in the dungeon, in one of the older Dungeons & Dragons movies, if anyone's watched them. I think it was the very first one. Yeah, the very first Dungeons & Dragons movie. So not the new one, but like if anyone remember the old one. The really old one. I still have the DV for it too. Anyway, the opponent combines the Golden Land continuous trap card with continuous trap cards like Statue of Anguish pattern that turn into monsters after activation to steal initiative on the field. Also be warned that they use cards like Summon the Spirit, which trigger effects if destroyed recklessly. Still, vampire cards and the effect of Eldritch the Golden Lord can break through their opponent's cards without destroying them. Make good use of these tools. Honestly, I kind of feel like a podcast would be better anyway for me, because then like I wouldn't have to like I wouldn't be distracting myself so much by having to mix gameplay with like talking. And as long as I like make a list of the things I want to talk about, I think I should do it pretty well. I don't think it would be as hard as I think to simply make like an hour or so podcast. At first I was thinking, man, like it would be like let's plays are kind of nice because at least if you can't think of stuff to say, you have the gameplay elements to like try out. But now that I'm trying it, I think I'm getting more confident that I think I can like simply talk. And I think that would be better anyway, because then I would be able to be more focused on these different topics, and also I'd be able to be more focused on actually like going over the Bible verse, and maybe like maybe I could even do like more things with that, like dedicate bigger sections if people want that on Bible verses, or something, or maybe like short chapters, the short chapters. Could be a number of things. But yeah, that's why I'm thinking like maybe I should just do like that. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and activate the Cosell land here. Oh yeah, and of course this one's combined two different archetypes. I haven't really been able to check what it's combining it with, but maybe we'll see later on. Or maybe we could... Oh, I think it's vampires. I think it's combining the vampires. Dang it, I was gonna try to maybe do vampires with the Eldritch. Well, I guess that's something I can't really do. I think Konami, though, really likes combining vampires with, like, the zombie archetypes. Or at least the X-Dex vampires. They're just so easy to, like, merge. Because they like, require generic levelings. Stuff like that. Of course, a few of the Eldritch traps have, like, different kinds of levels. Like, this is level 8, level 5, and, of course, the Eldritch himself is level 10. So, which one do I want to bring out? Maybe the Conquistador, but... Golden Land Forever is pretty good as a Omni-Negate. But the downside is that it doesn't have the graveyard effect. So I guess it doesn't even matter. I think I'll still take the Golden Land Forever. It's cool that you can activate more than one, but you can only use the pay 800 life points once. So I might as well keep it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for an Eldritch right away. Might as well. Put in defense. Because it has slightly higher defense. Oh, yeah, that's another thing you gotta think about. Like, the slightly higher defense kind of makes you think, like, maybe I don't always want to put him in attack position. The fact that he has more defense than attack can also kind of make it an interesting mirror. So that's another thing about the mirror. But, do I want to do that? Maybe. I do lose out on him, though. I think I'm gonna wait. Eldritch. Yeah, this is probably the one I want to negate anyway. So it's probably for the best I didn't negate the other one. Because I don't want to my opponent to go for the fusion summon. Apparently it doesn't negate effects, just activations. So that's why I was able to negate the pain 800 life point effect. But of course, at least now I'm able to add something else. Guess in this case I might as well go for the Conquistador. Oh wait, it sends it to the graveyard. Okay, yeah, that's still fine. Still able to get the Conquistador graveyard effect. Aw man, 3,500. Wouldn't it be something if my opponent could win this turn? But luckily that's not the case. You kind of need to be careful though, because like Eldritch decks can like get some surprising OTKs. Anyway, I should probably just set the trap. I think that's probably better anyway. Oh, I got another trap anyway, but I'm just gonna do Eldritch so I can get rid of something. I guess I'll go for Curse Eldland here. Send this one to the grave. Well, it's still gonna get rid of it. I guess I might as well special summon. Might as well do the one from the deck. Although it stinks that I'm not gonna be able to. Oh well, I can still do this. Still do one like that. Okay, so still sending. And then now I can just special summon the other one. Oh. No, I might as well just do that instead. And then Haquiro. And then I can set the Haquiro instead. So I can get the graveyard effect on the end phase. Special summon. Yeah, maybe I'll just make the Solima as a big timestamp chunk. I don't know if that's enough though. I think I better just go for the attack. Because I'm pretty sure the Eldritch can still be stored at battle. Yeah, luckily. Now I'm thinking I just destroyed the Conquist. Yeah, because my opponent can't use the graveyard effect this turn at least. Then at least I get to keep this Eldritch. And then I get to set something else now. So much advantage with this deck, it's crazy. I'll just do this spell. Oh, Eldritch eventually loses the attack and defense? I didn't realize that. I don't think I ever saw that. But apparently it's not permanently. Yeah, it's not permanently. So if anyone else was curious about that. Because, like, usually the case is my opponent's able to... I'm either able to win or my opponent's usually able to beat me. In ranked at least. Before the attack goes away, but... I think that's the first time I actually saw it. Like that. Okay, so I think I go for the Conquistador this time so I can destroy something. Although, getting rid of an Eldritch in my opponent's graveyard can also be really good. So I think I'm going to do that. Quill's still... but it's too late now. Wait, what? Oh. I don't know. Well, the Quill's going anyway. And at least I'm not dead yet, so that's good. So it's probably good that I kept the Eldritch up. Oh, was my opponent actually willing to destroy their own monster? So they could get extra damage? I guess that is a moment where they would be willing to. But whatever. Okay. Oh boy. So much advantage. Getting so much advantage. Okay, there's another one. So yeah, I can be smart about this. Actually, yeah, I guess I can get rid of one of them because, like, I really don't need both. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Go ahead and special summon. Although what's nice is that it can be a different zombie too, so you need to remember about that. Yeah. Okay, so now what I can do, I think what I better do, wait. Oh, I guess this will allow me to see what other archetype I'm mixing it with. Let's see. Yeah, vampires, that's just as I thought. Oh, and that's the nice thing about the vampires. They can get the effects on specimen. This one can't, but some of the others can. This one can as well, though. This one can. This one. Oh, and this one is kind of nice with the Eldritch because it's any level 5 or higher, and of course the Eldritch is level 5 or higher. So you'll be able to get the effect proc off the Eldritch summon. Special summoning is from the graveyard. I think in this case I go for the vampire monster. Yeah. Although maybe I should go for the vampire speller trap. I'm gonna go for the vampire speller trap. Okay, so now kind of want to regain some life points though. That's unfortunate that that only works for vampire. I guess I could do this since it's another Omni negate and it can maybe help me gain life points. Yeah. Oh wait, actually. Oh wait, once per turn when it calls sent from an opponent's deck to a graveyard. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna go for the Omni negate. I still think that's the best one. And now. Yeah, no thank you. Battle. Technically, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. This spell summons it in attack, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah. Okay, there's one. Of course, yeah, it wouldn't have been enough anyway. Okay, I think I better just go for it. Which attack is she? Only 2,000. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with Eldritch then, I guess. That's annoying. Yep, that's smart, putting in a fence. Whatever, at least I still have an Omni negate. Ooh, Fascinator. I would be able to attribute. Nah, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I have any good ones. Yeah, and besides, my opponent, I don't want to give my opponent a way to easily defeat me. So I think I'm just gonna go end phase. Oh boy. Yeah, I pretty much have to do the queer at this point. I probably should put it in defense though. Maybe I should just do the elixir. Might as well. And then that way I can chain block, which probably isn't going to make a difference, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, I probably put in a fence just in case. I really don't want to give my opponent a way to just... Oh no, it's the wrong one! Oh no, I meant to banish theirs, not mine. Oh dang it. I could have negated it. Oh no. No, 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 come on. Yep, win. I meant to banish theirs. Man, that sucks. Whatever, I'll just try again then. Yeah, and the downside about this Solomon gate is, like, at least with the loners, it's not really too easy to make them very short, because you're getting a lot of advantage and opponent's getting a lot of advantage. You don't necessarily have a ton of negates when it comes to loners. I mean, you have a few, especially with the vampire trap and the Eldritch trap, but it's not like you have a ton of ways of negating. So you're mostly just having to allow your opponent to get the advantage. I might as well do the elixir here, I think. Send this one. But of course it really doesn't matter because the opponent just has a chance to activate it anyway. I mean, can't get rid of some stuff though. Unfortunately, Familiar only works on special. Yeah, so I think man, I think I'll just do the Guia right away then. Okay, it's not live, so I need to get it live again. There. Okay. Now I can activate this. Oh yeah, the cool thing is I can now special summon the Familiar. I think I will then. Because of course I get the Familiar activation as well. Now. Oh yeah, that's another nice thing about Eldritch. It makes for a fairly easy way to get the vampire effects since they can only be procced on special summon. Okay, so I'm just gonna send this one, because that's one I pretty much need the least. Thinking I pretty much have to go for. Ooh, this one is pretty good. Yeah, Vampire Ghost is actually pretty good. Got a good amount of effects you can do. I think I'm just gonna send this one. Now I can add one of these. I think I'm gonna go with the Fraulein because she has a nice hand effect. Of course, Retainer, which will allow me to add a vampire spell, a trap. Hmm. 3,000 is honestly pretty nice. I think I will just go for Retainer. Now I can send that, get the Retainer. Ooh, Kingdom is nice for getting more damage. Although there's that Omni Negate too. You know what? I just want to try to win as quickly as possible. I mean, and besides, my opponent has so many things that I could be negating anyway. It's kind of like hard to like it's like one negate. How much of a difference is that really gonna make? Well, that sucks. I should have attacked with one of those first. Oh yeah, I forgot my opponent's monsters also gain 500. That stinks. I can still at least get this. Probably set. I'll set the Ghoulman forever. Yeah, that doesn't really do much. Although I think I will get the sucker because like the drawing cards is pretty nice. I'm not gonna do that. And then I also get the graveyard effect of that too, which is honestly nice. I already got the trap though, so I'll just go for the spell. And my opponent, of course, doesn't have a lot of negates either, so. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go for Elixir now. So I can, like, make it so that Aquaria will be live whenever I need it. Okay, there we go. I should have put in a fence. See, that's where I'm. See, that's the problem. Like during my opponent's turn, I really should be putting in a fence. There's yeah. See, and now my opponent can just attack over if they really want, but I think I might as well. I'm just gonna tribute off the Eldritch. So that also destroys it, which isn't too bad. That's crazy that I can also just still attack even after it destroys something. Yeah, that's a pretty good effect right there. Okay, whatever. Opponent doesn't have Eldritch yet though in their grave. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for. Yeah, I might as well activate the Eldritch to get rid of something, although they're probably just going to activate in response anyway. But get rid of the ones I know want the Eldritch. Although getting rid of some of the Eldritch cards aren't bad either, because getting rid of those is still pretty good. And then I also have this, setting something. Probably setting the Guardian again. Because I'm going to get rid of it for the Eldritch ability. Oh yeah, and I suppose that's another nice thing about the vampire cards. There's a lot of them got ones that stay on the field. Because there's quite a few like field spells, continuous stuff. Okay, here we go. I wonder if I should try I feel like I should wait on the Elixir here. I don't know. Yeah, I probably should just. Although, doubt this is gonna even be game. Doubt this is even gonna be game. You know what? I think I might as well go for it. Maybe go for one of the vampires instead, though. Because this will also special summon another thing. Oh yeah, and since it special summons an offense anyway, this is better. This is almost better. Oh, actually, this one's probably the one to go for. Because even if my opponent special summons something, I can always get over it still. Oh, and I also draw this. Not bad. Of course, getting rid of the defense position monster pretty much doesn't matter because it's not attacking anyway. Ooh, that can be nice too, Voivodi. I think I'm gonna go with the both being. I'll go with the one that adds this vampire spell or trap. Yeah, the hand. Yeah, also the vampires are pretty good at putting a lot of bodies pretty easily too, which is pretty nice. So maybe I can just out-advantage my opponent that way. Yeah, this might be a better duel anyway, because now you're seeing a lot more of the vampires. Yeah. I think the special summon ability is a hard once per turn. Yeah, it's a hard once per turn. That's only on normal summon. Might as well get the negate this time, I think. Okay, here. That could be good. Oh wait, no, but it's in defense. So I don't think so. I think this is okay. I might as well attack with this one first. Oh, I can't attack this turn? Ooh, nice. Oh yeah, and of course it gains the extra. Of course. I should have attacked with the highest attack monster first, but not that matters since I can just pay a bunch. How much do I pay? Oh, luckily it doesn't gain extra defense. So I pay 1100 or 1200. Yep. Unfortunately, oh wait, no, I think this might be game. Yeah, especially with the added, with the added attack boost. That's nice. See, that's nice about fouling. Can help me get over a surprise Eldritch. That helps speed things up. And yeah, you definitely. And yeah, that door was much better. It helped you get a handle. Oh, here's more about the charm. A gem of profound wisdom, shining ominously, never to be touched except by those whose souls are unshaken by the evil of desire. Which, desire isn't necessarily evil. To want stuff. As long, like, if you're wanting, like, stuff for a good reason, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, maybe you want to gain more wisdom, so you can better know ways of talking to people, so you can like better relate to them. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The opponent's special summons powerful level 10 monsters like Raviel, Lord of Phantasms early, and sports them with Eldritch, the Golden Lord, and Golden Land continuous trap cards. If you take too long to deal with them, they will activate powerful cards like Fallen Paradise, putting you in a more and more precarious position. Deal with these quickly with a combination of Zombie World and Doom King Battledrock. So that's what I'm playing this time. Once you break the formation, it won't be so easy to rebuild. They'll fold like a house of cards. I'll still show off my lone deck a little bit. Deck which employs Eldritch, the Golden Lord, and Doom King Battledrock as its ace monsters. The most important parts are the Elixir cards. Using Eldritch monsters on the field lets you summon zombie-type monsters like Necro or Banshee, who specialize in support. Completely overwhelm the opponents with zombie-type monsters that revive again and again. Yeah, because of course the Battledrock has that really nice graveyard effect that it can revive itself with. And also, of course, it's got that banish one monster from the field or graveyard, which is really nice because unlike Hakuyo, it can also cover if your opponent happens to have the Eldritch on the field. And of course, banish the Eldritch is really nice because that's basically one of the main ways that they take advantage. Because, I mean, of course, if they don't have any Eldritches also on the field, then they can't really special summon the other zombies. Although I'm not sure if my opponent has a lot of other non-Eldritch zombies in this, because it sounds like playing Sacred Beasts, and Sacred Beasts I don't think are really zombies, so But of course, if I put zombie world, this can actually maybe be good for my opponent, because now it can like they can actually like spec summon those non-zombies. So I don't know, but of course I need to have zombie world for the ballad rock to gain more and more advantage off of it. Oh yeah, and this is one of the cards you don't really see a lot either. Technically, one of the ways you can like make it so that even if your stuff is banished, you can get them back. But generally, you're just basically actually, and since you're pretty much banishing them already, it's kind of weird that not like people aren't really playing this. I guess because it's not really that easily searchable. I don't really know what you're searching this with, because most of them either search for Elixir or Golden Land cards, and like that one isn't really either. So it's probably because it's just not really searchable, as easily searchable. I bet if it was searchable, if you were able to more easily search this, it would probably see a lot more play. Although since it's a normal trap, you can technically play 3 of it and search it via the cards that get you normal traps. Maybe even like triple tactic thrust, and you still only would need to run 1. Although then you're kind of getting rid of like your better thrust targets, just so you can like search for this instead. So yeah, it's kind of tough. Of course, the Sacred Beasts are nice because even though they're not zombies, they're still level 10 monsters. And the field spell like does give protection to any of your level 10 monsters, which also includes the Outlet the Golden Lord. So there's that. Opening. Yeah, see, and then they're like wing bees, fiends, stuff like that. They're not really zombies. I guess the reason why my opponent's playing this now is because I'm playing the Zombie World deck. So if I activate that, it actually benefit them. Which, kind of funny. I might as well do Foolish Burial first, I think. Can't send any of the spells or traps though. But man, if only I already had the Zombie World up, that would be so nice. But this one can so I might as well send the Banshee. I have a way of getting it in the graveyard anyway. So now I might as well go for Zombie World straight away. Cool. And now I can just I'll go for the Una Zombie first. Cool. Mizuki's the perfect target to discard. Although since I can also discard the spells and traps, that's kind of kind of have synergy with Eldritch actually. What level am I trying to get it to? Anything? Looks like it doesn't matter. Yeah, because the fusion doesn't care about levels either. So it doesn't matter what level it is. I think with this one I can already add level 5 or higher. Oh yeah, I can just specify from the deck. So this way I can get the Ballad Rock. Yeah, so now I can spec summon it. Okay, so now... Oh, it's a zombie monster advanced effect? Okay. Well, I'll just do... Yeah, so I'm gonna go for this one first then. And then I can go for the fusion. Now I don't have to use the Ballad Rock for the fusion. Yeah. Oh, what's nice is since I made it level 5. Oh, I didn't even think about that, but since I made the Unazombie level 5, I could now use the Unazombie, but I wouldn't have been able to if I hadn't. So yeah, that's a reason why I wanted to make it level 5. Wasn't even thinking about that. So now I can lock that down, so it can't be activated. So now I can banish just special summon something, but could do. Oh, that's kind of good synergy with Mizuki, actually. I think I'm gonna do this. Special summon the Unazombie. Oh yeah, that does count as a zombie effect activating. So now I can banish something. Cool, and now I can banish my opponent's monster. That's cool. Is this already game? Yeah, because I also locked my opponent's card down, so I think this should be game right here. I think this is already game. Crazy. Looks like I need to give my Eldritch, the Mad Golden Lord, a bit extra attack. Cool. And now this is game. Nice. Well, that was easy. That was real quick. Which really definitely made up for the last duel. Like having to go a little bit extra because I played a little bit more because I lost the first time. That mate isn't bad. I don't think you always get a mate from solo mode gates, so when you do, it's kind of cool. I think out of like all the accessories, I think my two favorite are the wallpaper, pretty much just for me, but and also the mate, because I just think it's the coolest thing to show off during a duel. Like, because the mate's also animated. I really like things that are like animated. See, like the sleeves are nice, but they're not really animated. They don't really, like, I don't think there's any animated sleeves. I mean, sure, there are technically animated icons, like animated frames around the icon, but they don't really do much. Like, they don't really do much besides, like, I mean, they don't really do much, and they're kind of small. They're kind of small. And there are technically animated, like, field pods too, but, like, they're also pretty small. Like, I like that the mates are big enough. And they have a lot of different animations in them as well. Probably another reason why I like coding with especially with the JavaScript, because like when you get into the animations, generally big things you can do with them. I mean, you can definitely do for small things too, but I kind of like when it comes to animations, kind of like are just going big. But I know there's definitely reasons to maybe one goes a little smaller too, so it's not like completely overshadowed. Cool, I got the solo mode mission done, but I think I still have a few more missions I have to get done. Oh yeah, that ends it for the solo mode, so guess what I do next is the missions. Or should I? No, probably the news. I probably do the news next. There's a few big news topics this time, so that's kind of exciting. Of course, now I'll wait until it says 50 minutes and I'll go over the news. I have to do the missions anyway, so might as well do them on camera. Might as well do them on camera, and then at least it takes the missions out of the way for this account. I'll just talk about it now. It's a little early, but whatever. notice about welcome gem pack updates. It's really only good if you actually buy stuff. Some people continue to say like that, like it's really hard to get decks, like unless you buy the gems. But I still completely disagree. And I'm even going as far as to like make extra decks for solo mode. And I mean, I'm starting to have a little bit of a problem. But like, if you're not really doing like that, like which I say you shouldn't be doing, as long as you're not doing stuff like that and you're taking it easy, like you should definitely be fine. And even now, I don't think I'm going to have too much of a problem, because either I wait for extra gems or extra CP, or I just disenchant some cards I don't care about as much, I'm pretty much done using, so I can craft the rest of the solo mode-esque decks. Yeah. Although if you're into it, these are probably some of the better ones you can be getting, because they're usually like discounted. Oh yeah, and then this one. This one, at least for me, this one was kind of confusing. Because they don't give you the, I don't want to show off the codes though, because I want to like, in case anyone wants to try to find them on their own. I'm just saying, like, they don't give you the actual video, like, they don't say what the actual video should be, like, but I'll leave the link, actually, here, I'll put the video. I'll give you the link for the video in here. So if anyone wants to click on it, they can. It's the Duel Chronicles though. It's the Duel Chronicles video. See, they don't even say that. I thought it was one of the live streams that they did. But no, it's the Duel Chronicle. Oh yeah, and also I got a new subscriber, so thank you so much. I don't want to reveal you unless you really unless you want me to, but yeah, definitely thank you so much to the new subscribers I'm getting closer and closer to 100. Might even do something special at that point. Anyway, yeah, I have it saved. Actually, I have it saved as a bookmark, so I'll give you the link. I'll give you guys a link, because I wasn't exactly certain. And also, it wasn't me who figured out the link. I had to look it up, and I found it from the Yu-Gi-Oh organization, so that was really nice. But anyway, if anyone else is curious, here's a link. I won't reveal to you the locations, but I will give you a hint. So if you don't want to hear about the hint, tune out for like a couple of minutes and then come back in. Sorry if you're watching afterwards, but it's not too big of a hint. I'm just gonna say it's in the same spot each time. That's the only hint I'm giving. 2 different scenes also. Okay, so technically 2 hints. But I think that hint is kind of obvious. It's like 2 completely different monster scenes. That's another hint I'm giving. Okay, and that's it. That's all the hints I'm going to give, because I don't want to give away any more than that. And if anyone does want me to reveal the codes, it's better if you just message me on Facebook, because otherwise other people will see it as well, and I don't. And you can always look it up also, like it's also been revealed on Reddit, on Mastodon, the Mastodon Meta website. But yeah, anyone who figure out on their own, they can let me know. They're kind of difficult, like especially the first code is kind of hard to see. But yeah, the both codes are definitely there in the video. Took me a second to find the first code, even after I already looked up what scene it was. But yeah, I'm not even gonna do the enter. I'm probably just gonna do it off camera. But yeah, you get some cool accessories for this. I can also, I'll always show off the accessories later on. Yeah, I definitely have a wow to find them too. I think it's like until next month sometime. Oh yeah, here's the selection pack. Get some kind of cool cards, like of course some synchros, maybe fairly generic. Some more Earthbound sport, like that's really cool. Earthbound's on, so it's nice to see them getting support. Also, it's nice because you get to special summon Earthbound monster from deck or extra deck. So, I don't think any of them have a special summon restriction on them. Tistina, of course, Tistinas are kind of nice because like, they're all about like putting your opponent's monsters face down. Oh, I definitely realized that like a few of the monsters also have an effect that's kind of similar to that one trap where they put where basically Book of Moon's everything that it can, all the monsters, and then anything that can't Book of Moon, it just sends to the graveyard. It just sends the rest of those face up cards to the graveyard. So like Lynx, it can also hit them in a way. So, and I'm not sure if it sends or destroys. So if it just sends, that's kind of nice because then it can get around destruction abilities. Yeah, and then of course Tokusanu. This can be good for some decks. Probably really good in Outlich too, because of course Outlich doesn't mind being in the graveyard, and he himself is level 10. Especially if you're like combining the Outlich with like other high level archetypes, then like it's like easier to be able to activate. If you're just doing Outlich though, like it might not be worth it since like you really only have a few Outlich. Although you do have ways of searching for them, so it might still not be too bad. For transaction rollback, it's a really good card, especially if a way, like not really for its activation effect, more for its graveyard effect. So if you have an easy way to put in the graveyard, which I mean Nightmares can easily accomplish it, Foolish Bill Goods can easily accomplish it. So you can easily put in the cards like that if you really want to get to specific normal traps. Like which are quite a good normal traps for you. That you can like reach with this. It basically gives you an extra activation of that normal trap. And it also has some pretty cool utility, like being able to make it so that you don't have to pay the cost of that normal trap. Anyway, it is a UR though, so it's a little hard to get to. And then secret pack. Of course, with every secret pack comes one free pull of said secret pack. And this one is focused on mermaids and telements. So if you're into either of those archetypes, it's a good one to go for. You could maybe even combine the two, since mermaids are also about like getting sending water monsters from the hand to the graveyard. And since it's sending them with an effect, it can even proc the telements, since they say like when they're sent to the graveyard via an effect. So yeah, they pair pretty well together too. I think Konami does that on purpose. Make sure like put in maybe archetypes that pair well together. Maybe not all the time, but I think usually. Oh yeah, here's a little bit of lore. Visa Starfrost arrives at primeval planet Perloreno, where mermaids shed tears of pearl. He clashes with Tillman's Collider Heart, who commands the mermaids with one of his lost emotions, sorrow. It is the thirst of the for existence destined to fade away, or will it remain? Oh, is the thirst. Okay. Of course, you know I'm definitely gonna be opening my free pack. And a few new accessories too. So, wallpaper, Red Dragon Archfiend, a dragon with a burning soul that beats with the heartbeat of a king. Absolute power and sameness all, shaking the very heaven and earth. Telements Pelagia, card sleeve. Protectors that bear a design depicting mermaids that from the clutches of the King of Sorrow. Freed from the clutches of the King of Sorrow. For those living on a blue planet, enveloped by oceans and pearls. Oh yeah, and I also watched I'm not going to give too much away with this, but I did recently watch a live action Little Mermaid, and it's honestly really cool how they're able to like do the tails now. Like they definitely did it a little bit differently this time. Like back in the day, it was, I think, mostly just having them wear a tail costume, but now they're making it where it's more and more realistic. It's really cool how they're able to like make it like that, like using computer animation. In case anyone like doesn't realize, because they're not, it might not be very clear unless you watch the bonus features, so you might miss that. Because I think I might have missed that, but I watched the bonus features, so that's one of the reasons why it's good. Oh yeah, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship. I don't think this has happened yet, so pretty cool for that. I'm not sure if attendance is free or what, but pretty cool. So, oh yeah, and one notable about this is that this is I think it's been quite a few years, 2016, since they last held in the United States. So I heard that off of a podcast, off of another podcast I watch. Oh yeah, and then Duelist Cup is coming, so that's always fun. I mean, but maybe it is fun for some people. But yeah, Duelist Cup just feels a lot like ranked duel, pretty much. So if you like rank ladder, you'll probably like Duelist Cup. But if you don't, I don't know. But I'm definitely gonna play a little bit for some extra gems. Fix the issue with Miracle Synchro Fusion PvP. People are playing that. Earthbound Servant. I wonder how good the Earthbound is now with the new support. Oh yeah, and of course transaction rollback. This is probably the bigger one because people are probably definitely using this. So monster special summoned by the effect of transaction rollback, which has the same effect as falling card, but the effect may not be targeted. The zombie turns the extract during the end phase of the next turn. Solar Spring King. Oh, I don't know if people are using that card though, so it looks like there's another. Oh wait, but I guess this got fixed. Oh wait, or it's currently being fixed. Oh, they did fix it. Okay. I'm not sure how big of a deal that was though, cause like Solar Spring King, do people even use that? Oh yeah, I need to do Duel Live. Duel Live, okay. Let's do Duel Live and then the missions. So, do I really need to show, okay, I'll show them off real quick, but I think I pretty much talked about all the notable cards already. I'll do the, free pack opening later, when I do the legacy pack opening. Oh yeah, and also there's some notable reprints in this too, like Red Reboot, maybe for some people, and also if trap decks have got to be a lot. Also, maybe really good if this is actually allowed for like a trap based, like festival. And of course, a few of the Earthbounds getting reprinted too, because like Earthbounds are going to be a bit bigger now, and of course there's some of the Tistina cards, and if you want to see them a bit better, like you can always ask and I can give you maybe more information about them, at least as far as I know. Apparently a few new Archfiend support too, which is kind of cool, and of course Book of Eclipse is really good in the Tistina deck anyway, probably. Oh yeah, a new Trap Hole card for the Trap Tricks, and maybe some other decks who like to play these, but I think it's mostly for Trap Tricks. It's actually a really good card though, like it's kind of like the opposite of a bomb. So now you got Bombless, and now you have the opposite of Bombless too. But instead of just simply banishing it, which a lot of the time is probably good enough anyway, it banishes it face down. But it's only for the lower attack monsters. But that also makes it even harder to get to. And of course some new red Archfiend support as well, because pretty generic Synchro support though. That's not bad. But if you're playing a Synchro deck, you might want to see if you can, if you want to use that. Of course, there's a few rare Destinas, a few rare Earthbounds. Oh yeah, and of course a lot of the Resonators also, because Red Dragon Archfiend and the Resonators have oh yeah, and a few and then Paleosaurus are randomly getting reprinted too, or at least just the Canadia, which isn't that big of a deal because it's just a normal anyway. But yeah, the only notable card for me really is a transaction, because I already have 3 red reboots. Yeah, but I don't have the transaction. So that's really the only notable card for me. I don't think there's really anything in here for Sword Soul. I was thinking about Sword Soul also. I don't think there's really anything in here for that deck. Since, of course, people may be talking about Sword Soul right now because of that campaign, I think. I'm not sure if it's still going on or not. I'm not sure if it's ever going to end. But yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that's really notable for Sword Soul. Technically, Red Dragon Archfiend, but that's not... Like, unless you're actually playing the Archfiend deck, like, does the Resonator deck even play the original? I think it does. But yeah, and then Transaction Rollback maybe for the Blackout, but I don't know. I mean, they don't really play a lot of like cards that's gonna like get into the graveyard super easily, because they don't really focus too much on the Nightmares even. Unless you really have it. And like, I don't know if Blackout is enough reason. Like, maybe for my I was thinking about maybe this for my Sprite Live Twin. I was maybe thinking about for my Sprite Live Twin, since I have the Nightmares for easily getting to the graveyard from my hand. But it might be better just getting to the graveyard from the deck. But I think it's still fine if you draw and then you can get into the graveyard with a Nightmare. I think that's still fine. But I mean, Griffin's already helping me to get back some of my spells and traps already, so I'm not sure if I even need this. And the Griffin is more easily accessible. So yeah, I don't know. I spent a lot of my gems on the Super Heavy Samurai selection pack while it was still available, because like I decided I could do something with the Super Heavy Samurai with one of the solo mode combination things. But I don't want to reveal it just yet. Oh yeah, and then here's the secret pack. I'll just show it off now and then I can like open it later. So yeah, of course there's Mermails, Telements, pretty notable. Case like Cash-Tier. Like this is also useful for the Cash-Tier deck too, so of course, because it says pretty much it has Cash-Tier in the name. So maybe one, but it's easily just craftable also, so if that's all you're looking for, maybe just craft it. But maybe you could open them, and then in case you want to play the Mermails or the Telements like later. But since this is pretty much always going to be available, I think like maybe just craft the Cashier now, and then only if you need to later on get it for the Telements or the Mermails. Open the pack, because otherwise I don't really know, like I'd rather use up extra CP and end up wasting that than wasting gems. That's pretty much me. And of course accessories too, though I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually buy any of them. So there's that one. It's nice that I can hover over them and then like also gets rid of the little icon there. I don't think there's anything else. Oh yeah, and then they also showed off here the wallpaper as well. Yeah, but I want to save my gems, so I'm not going to buy them just yet. They're always going to be available anyway. Still haven't gotten the mosquito yet. Still kind of want to get that. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, and I'm trying to save my gems anyway, because I know there's at least one more structure deck that I want to buy 3 of. That zombie structure deck for when I eventually get to Eldritch my deck duels. Anyway, let's do the missions now. So that's the news. So now I can go missions, and I'm pretty sure 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So I have to do a few missions. So I'm gonna do mass duel missions until I can get down to 5 or less, as always. So also showing off my ranked ladder deck a little bit too. That's why I also like doing it on video, because it also like allows you to see a little bit more of my ranked ladder video. Maybe not against the toughest opponents, because I'm only in silver tier 2, but it does also get me closer to the end of the mass duel efficiency stuff. Cool. This will give me a few more gems. Okay, looks like I'm going first. That's very good. Thank you, opponent. I like going first anyway. Yeah, pretty much the thing that I think this deck is pretty much weakest to at this point is gonna be the kaijus and lava golem and stuff. It can, but I think that's true about a lot of decks. Like, a lot of decks can pretty much beat everything else, but not really the kaijus and lava golems and stuff. Which, luckily, a lot of like decks don't really use that nowadays. But yeah, that's why they're so good, though. I mean, unless you're playing like a heavy back row deck, but then it can lose out to other things. Might as well start off with the live twins, because otherwise I lose my chance. Because I have to be basically the first summon in order to get the special effect. I go with the blue so I can get to the better red. I mean, maybe it's pink technically, but whatever. I mean, technically red is just like or pink is just like a really light red. You can think about it that way. Oh wait, I better do the Sprite blue, because I don't want to get rid of both right away, if I can help it. Which, in this case, I can. All I really need is to make sure that Gigantic Sprite is my 4th summon, so I can get around Nabil. I like doing... Yeah, I like doing Jet in this case. I like searching for the starter with the Jet if I'm not going, if this is in turn 2, which is not, because then I can get to Carrot still. I really like trying to have Carrot out also, so I can get around Raigeki or Dark Hole. Still can't get around because I can get around monsters with other cards, so I kind of like doing Care, because otherwise I'm kind of susceptible to like Raigeki or Dark Hole. I don't really like being susceptible to that kind of stuff. I mean, it still won't really stop lava golem or kaiju. But I can only really prepare myself for so much. But before I do the jet, I do the gigantic first so it can stop the Nabil. See, I don't really need red anyway right now because, like, technically I could get red with the gigantic, but I think I'd rather get the swat frog. It's been a little while since I was last able to use the swat frog with this deck. Okay, now I can do the jet here. And the nice thing about the swat frog is that makes it much easier to make sure I have the IP masquerade up and ready to go. So I kind of lose out on a little bit of negates or maybe disruption. So I have the IP masquerade, which is disruption anyway. So I still like doing it this way. I might as well get the carrot out right away since I'm already locked into level Link and rank 2s, so it doesn't matter. So here's the carrot. I should put in the fence, but whatever. I'm already going to be getting the pixies, so it really doesn't matter. It probably won't matter. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite me in the end. So I pretty much need to use the swap, and I better use the gigantic. So I can get the blue in the graveyard. So now I can get out the swap again, send my other frog piece. I gotta go into the IP first though, because otherwise I'll use the effect of the live twin and I'll be locked out of. Oh wait, that stinks. Well, you know what? I can still do this then. I think I pretty much have to. No, I have to go for this. Well, man. Actually, I guess I have an idea. I can still do this. Yeah, I can still do this. So before I use that effect, I'm gonna go for the Ronin, so that I can bring out the IP. And of course, one of the main things I really love about this is one of the few decks that can easily go for co-links of the nightmares. It's so nice. So yeah, let's do this. And now I can go for the Cacique special. Special out this. Special summon the blue. And then the blue will summon the pink so I can get the draw. Okay, here we go. I just feel like when it comes to like doing video games, I kind of get distracted, whether it's intention, and it's usually I kind of just get distracted and I like don't think, but like I don't know. I mean, technically there's ways around it, but I think I'd rather... But if nothing else, I think I'd rather move on to a podcast if I decide to do anything. Moving on. And maybe then I can, like, also invite guests if I do this thing. Yeah. I end it like that. Technically, I could still bring out the Ronin, but I don't think I... Yeah, I might as well bring out the Ronin, I think. And I'll have something to... In case I need to do the carrot right away. I'll have fodder for the carrot. Which isn't bad. Okay. And then end. Of course, the little bit of drainage and gain life points can also be really nice with the Sunny Snitch. Kind of makes it so that... Oh. Well, I can always activate... Okay, I can still activate it. Good. So I'll activate it. Looks like my opponent doesn't have a response, so that's really good. So there's also that they have to contend with in addition to everything else. That's why people don't really like Max C too much. Because they're saying like, man, they like these combo decks make Max C really annoying. I better do the elf right away. And now even if my opponent has an evenly match, it's okay too. Now I can use the blue to get the pixies. There we go. And then I have to... Hopefully it only takes the one duel, and then I can move on to the verse discussion, and then after that the Goosebumps. Should be able to easily get this done before 2 hours, which nice. Oh my, yeah. My opponent didn't even want to try to play into the Max C. Okay, makes my job easier. Of course, I have to, in order to make my job easier, I'm gonna need to go into the Game & Burst. I also have the Griffin, but I don't think I have any. Do have the starter with the Griffin. That's not bad. You know what? I might as well do the... I'm just gonna use IP Blue and Ronin. I don't think I really play Griffin all that much anyway, so that's really good. I just need to make sure that I put the Jen in the right spot so I can actually activate. Might as well do the driver. And now that'll let me reset the starter. Nice. Got the draw. And of course I'll do the elf play so I can get my jet. I gotta put it in the Griffin's way so I can actually activate. Because otherwise it won't be able to activate it. Yeah. There's the Gamma Burst. Oh, I can't? Oh, the Griffin doesn't... Oh, yeah, it can't be activated that turn. It's fine. Okay, now I can activate this. Okay, there, and that's game. I think that was the first time I actually decided to use the Griffin. No, I think there was one other time where I decided to use Griffin. Of course, that lock can be really nice against some decks, like, I think Despia. It's pretty, I mean Brandon. But I think a lot of the times Brandon teams up with Despia anyway. No, I don't think that's always the case. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like I got enough missions. Wow, that's quite a bit. Yeah, it's enough missions. Only have 3 more to go now. Okay. Okay, so now the next thing I have is the verse. So 1 hour and 26 minutes Bible verse discussion. By the way, thank you to everyone who is here or who has been here simply looking. Still thank you to lurkers. Thank you to anyone who may have liked and I just didn't see it yet. Yeah. Anyway, so here's the verse. Once again, Mark 16:15. You should still be able to easily see it. And he said to them, "Go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation." Or if you want to look at YouVersion's translation, it's he said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation." Not much of a difference there, but of course the he is going to be Jesus. Yeah, so, and then the them is going to be the disciples. Although you could just say it's to pretty much anyone, to everyone he's pretty much saying this to. But of course, in order to think about this, I mean, go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. So, pretty much the main reason why he puts people on the earth. So that they can spread the good news. And I mean, you don't literally have to follow this word for word. Like, you don't have to go to every single place you can and preach the gospel. Like, I mean, it's just because he's pretty much like saying this to a group. So he's more just saying wherever you can, just try. Wherever you can, just try to reach people wherever you can. And of course, it's a lot easier to reach even more people now because of the internet, which is really nice. So, and then he's basically saying, like, use whatever resources you can to reach more people. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm hoping the people I'm sharing this information with, I'm hoping what they do. If you do have any stories about unique ways you're trying to share, like, you can feel free. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I would say. But of course, if you want more information, you can always ask, like, in the comments, in the pinned comment especially, or just, if you want more private discussion, of course, you can also ask me on Facebook. Or we can even do discussions of this in the high tab group. I would be totally fine with it there also. Or maybe once we get the Discord, I'll definitely try to set up a channel for that. But yeah, the Discord hasn't been set up yet. But we're definitely still thinking about it. Maybe next time I can, like, ask my friend if he... Maybe I could... I should probably start getting to Discord at some point with the... Of course, maybe I can start creating a few of the channels and I can ask my friend what he thinks. Or maybe I can just create the channels and then let my friend handle the rules side of things. The more technical side of things. That might be a good idea. Because I've definitely created Discord servers before. Anyway, and then that's another place where I can, like, also do my links to these videos, or maybe if I, like, create more videos in the future. like maybe even on a different channel. Anyway, let's get into the Goosebumps now. Perfect. I can do exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes, or it's gonna be a little off, but that's okay. I'm just gonna say Goosebumps plus packs, and then I can like explain it better when I'm actually making it into a video. So the Goosebumps we're gonna be talking about today, I think I'm just gonna make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's You Can't Scare Me. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be You Can't Scare Me. Yeah. So I'm gonna definitely need to watch One Day at Horrorland before next week. So yeah, You Can't Scare Me. And while I'm doing the Goosebumps, I can do the packs at the same time. Starting with the songstress. Okay, so the You Can't Scare Me. So this is, as always, book versus TV adaptation. Ooh, looks like I might get something good. Oh, Paw of Desires. Of course, that's not bad. But I have 3 of it. I think it's at 1 now. Would have been really nice if I got the finish of that card, by the way. Because Paw of Desires is just such a good card in general. Ayers Rock. I already have 4 of that though. So not really anything too great. Except for I guess a few of the glosses I did get. Nothing from the secret pack itself though. From the feature cards themselves though. Okay, let's go for the legacy pack now. I'm just gonna, yeah, I can only do 10 packs, so maybe I can also do the special tickets. I'll probably do all of them actually. Let's see if I can get it. No, I didn't. Okay, well, I'll just talk about the Goosebumps right now then. So the thing about the Goosebumps, so I think this time the book was a lot better, and I'll explain. Like, one thing I liked about the book was that like the pranks seemed a lot more justified. The pranks that they pulled on that girl that they were trying to scare seemed a lot more justified, because she was pretty much only mean with her, slightly mean even with her words, but for the most part I think she was a lot nicer, which kind of made it seem like they were just being mean, like for like not really as much reason. But I liked in the book, like, she was actually doing some pretty mean stuff to him, so like I felt like trying to scare her, trying to get, I mean, not that I really say revenge is really good. Like, revenge, I think forgiveness is a lot better, like, as like Jesus would put it. But anyway, I still think, like, I mean, if that's what they want to do, at least it was more justified. I'm just gonna put, like, loosely based. Anyway, because, yeah, at the very beginning, while they were on that field trip, which they pretty much completely took out, like, she did flick or whatever, be at one of the main characters. Also, the 2 friends that the 4 friends, like, it was only the boys, so you only saw the 2 boys. They completely took out the girls' side, which I guess didn't really matter very much in the end anyway. But they also took out the brother, like, so, and I think the reason why the brother was so good in the book was because it actually made, like, for a much better plan, like, at the very end, a much better plan of, like, strategy for scaring her at the very end. Cause, like, it was very, like, cause I'm sure, like, considering that the boy was trying to get into filmmaking, like, he could probably make much better costumes, like where, like, the 2 boys alone, like, of course, like, who's gonna be fooled by the muds? Of course she's not gonna be fooled by it. So it makes sense that she wasn't. But, like, I felt like he, like, the brother would have been able to create much better costumes. It didn't even seem like he had a brother in the TV adaptation. But yeah, he was getting into filmmaking, so of course probably better costumes. That coupled with the fact that it was actually taking place at night, which I think is a much better plan, because like, I mean, besides like just being more like spooky in general, also would have been much harder to see, to be able to tell the guys of the costumes, like if they were real or fake, because it's a little darker, so it's a little harder to tell. So I just think like just all around this time the book was a lot better. Although the ending was kind of, and also like I think the ending was, I don't know. I think the ending in the book was better. I don't know. Like it could have gone either way. Of course, two different endings this time, with the boys technically being successful, though it was mainly because like the monsters turned out to be real. I mean, that was the same in the TV adaptation, but this time she actually ended up talking with it, so she didn't actually, so even when they did turn out to be real, it still didn't scare her, which I think is probably still fine. But yeah, I think overall the book was just a lot better this time. So I'm going to give points to the book because it was overall a lot better, I think. But of course, if anyone has different takes, they can feel free to let me know. Wherever they best feel comfortable letting me know these things. I can always I'll try to check for messages on Facebook. I haven't gotten any new ones, so but yeah, it's always open. You can also message the high tier group as well if you want, because like that's also me too. So if you wanted to private, I think you should be able to private. Actually, I'm not sure if you can private message a high tier group. So it's probably still best if you just private message my actual account, which is just my name again. So it should be really easy to find. But I also have that link in the description, making it even easier to find. So if you're having trouble, just click on that link in the description, and then that will definitely take you to my page, because there might be multiple Joshua Wenningers, and it might matter how you put the which letters you capitalize, and maybe like spaces and stuff. Yeah, it would be much easier just click on it from the description. But yeah, now that I'm done with the Goosebumps here, go the rest of the packs. I just really want to try to get the, which I didn't. Well, that's unfortunate. You know what? I forgot to say what my favorite card out of that first opening was. I actually did get a super rare, so I don't know. I didn't get a very good look. Here's what I can do. I can go back and see. Looks like it was the Nairoy. I think I already had multiples of that, but the blowback, I mean, even if I had multiples of the blowback, still getting a hollow super rare can be kind of cool. So I guess I'll do that one. Accidentally had sound on for a second. Hopefully that's okay. Yeah, it's still gonna show one pack even though I have 0. Ooh, Super Rejuvenation. That was a pretty good card for back in the day. It could even come in handy like if you're playing a deck that like has a lot of like discarding and attributing dragons. So maybe like something like but too bad I think I already went past that Herbatic solo mode. And of course Reacting might not be bad. It is my second copy. That could come in handy, Reacting. I think I'm going to give it up to Reacting because I think just in more cases Reacting is like the more versatile card. Anyway. So those are all the packs. And I think I'm just going to end it there. So if anyone has any last minute remarks they want to make, again, I want to thank everyone who did show up. Even if you didn't chat, it still means a lot that you showed up and looked. And just thank you to also everyone who wants to show up after the fact too. I usually keep the live stream public for a while, so hopefully you're able to see it before I put it on private for just a little bit, right before making it into a video. I know some people kind of do things differently, but I kind of want to make sure that I keep it open for as much as possible without much of a delay between putting it open as just a video, since it doesn't matter anyway at that point, because like it's not like you can chat after the fact. But yeah, there were all the sections there. And if anyone wants to let me know what they think about maybe my idea of a podcast, they can let me know if they like the idea, if they would like be willing to show up. Again, like nothing's set in stone just yet. It's just an idea that I had, and I think it's pretty much dependent on like how in the way maybe stuff like this could be, with also the fact that I want to at least try to hold down a job. Because it looks like I should be able to make it through my class pretty well. Oh yeah, I just did another quiz and I got 21 out of 25. A few of the questions were a little bit difficult, and now I'm getting to a point where like I can't retake the quizzes for better scores, so definitely that 21 out of 25 wasn't too bad, and I still have like a 98 overall, which is really good. So that's nice. And I thought I was done with Khan Academy, but I'm doing a completely another section now, which may be good because like it looks like I'm not doing a ton of like non-Khan Academy stuff, which I think I prefer anyway. I think I honestly prefer that anyway. It also makes it so that my like computer didn't serve as much use as I thought it would for my other class, but I'm still finding other purposes like the Game Pass stuff, so it's not bad. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week up until Friday when I do another video. Of course, I hope you all have a good whole week, but Friday's when I'm getting into next Let's Play, hopefully, unless I'm like busy again or something, but hopefully I'm back on Friday, but just in case, I'm glad I got the Goosebumps out of the way. Oh yeah, and yesterday, I'm not sure if anyone else watched it, but it was kind of cool that they had the original Super Mario Brothers movie on Cartoon Network. So they had it on at least it was 5 for me according to my timeline. It was probably time zone. It was probably different for other people, but yeah, that was cool. I think that was the first time I was actually able to watch it because it's not streaming anywhere. I mean, sure, I could have rented it, but it always feels nice when you can watch it for free on TV like that. Anyway, I don't know, like, other people think it's kind of bad, but I didn't think it was too bad. Like, I don't know. No, if I'm being honest, guess it was, I don't know, it was kind of, it was a lot different. I can understand why people didn't really like it too much. I did think it was kind of like slow, maybe kind of boring a little bit. But I think it was entertaining enough. I think it was still entertaining enough. Anyway, maybe you can let me know what you think about it now that I've seen it, we can have a more serious discussion about it. Yeah, and that's another discussion that maybe we can have. I'm not sure about in the comments, but I think it's an old enough movie that, like, spoilers at this point hopefully don't really matter as much. Anyway, bye everyone. Hopefully I see a lot of you in Friday's video, if I'm able to do one on Friday, but I should be able to. I'm really going to try. Bye everyone. Oh yeah, and reminder to please like, share, and subscribe if you are enjoying my content.